Hi y'all, so you're back here in the episode of Indigo Podcasting today. We are on episode 121. I know it's been a little minute. I'm getting more and more infrequent with these uploads. I'm low-key turning into Corey, but we're here. We're gonna start over, try and build some momentum and get the episodes out to y'all faster. But anyway, the quote of the day is run the week, do not let the week run you. And that's from me. I made that quote. Just something I wrote while I was journaling one day, and I thought it'd be a good use to y'all as well. So anyway, let's get into section 2, which is the backlash from my GTA 6 take, which was from last episode 120. And I ain't gonna lie, the main thing, people really didn't watch the video. Like, gang, I clearly clarified plenty times, I'm still gonna buy the game. I'm saying, and I did link the full episode free plug, But, most people, if you're smaller, I'm still growing my channel. People aren't gonna really watch the full thing, and it's like 20 minutes of me just straight yapping. So they're gonna be less inclined to check because I am a smaller creator, so that's a part of it. But people can still have their takes, and you're gonna get constructive criticism. I mean, I'm putting myself out there. I mean, it is what it is, but like, bro, I just made a video about critical thinking and nuance. Like, you can have two things be right at once, I have some gripes with Rockstar, but bro, I love Rockstar to death. When the game drops, I'm dropping everything and I'm plugging in my Xbox One X that I barely even use, and I'm playing the game, okay? I clarified that plenty of times, but it is what it is. I know I'm gonna play the game, so I'm gonna play the game. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, main thing here, which I kind of foreshadowed, is two things can be true at once. You can buy a game and have some, gripes with the company or how they're being capitalistic or whatever the case may be. You can do X and do Y. You know what I'm saying? Two things can be right at once. It's not a hard line. It's not a black and white thing. And that's the whole thing I've been trying to get across lately is critical thinking and nuance. And in that short, that's one short of the whole, podcast, which it is a short, but you know what I mean? It's a short clip, so it doesn't give full context as to what I said and my whole consensus on the game and my thoughts on the drop and the release date, which that's fair. So that kind of does give people a different interpretation of what I'm trying to say, but at the same time, like, I think I made it pretty clear. But some people, I ain't gonna lie, it's not just me, it's with anybody. They take things out of context and they blow it out of proportion with a lot of things just to get a certain reaction out of you or other people looking, trying to like farm, I don't know. But the main thing is two things can be true at once. I'm saying maybe some things can't be true at once, but most things can be true at once. You can have one belief and another belief at the same time. Just like you can like Drake's music and Kendrick's music at the same time. Like, just because they beef doesn't mean, oh, I gotta have a stake in the game. I can't listen to Kendrick because I like Drake so much. Listen to both. If you like oranges, you can eat bananas. And I'm saying it's a very dumb example, but you know what I mean. Two things to be right at once. It doesn't have to be a black and white thing for every single thing. But last thing I want to go over is the inevitability of criticism. It will happen. I mean, I'm still learning that because I ain't gonna lie, when I was younger, very sensitive guy. I mean, if you knew me growing up, you probably know that. But I ain't gonna lie, I am still human. So certain things might rub me a certain kind of way. Might be like, oh, like, dang, like, gang kind of flamed me, I ain't gonna lie. Like the dude that, I ain't gonna lie, mentioned because I don't know if people listen that hard, but he made me want to listen more because he pointed out how my smoke detector was going off. I ain't gonna hold you, gang. Never again. No. So that was funny. But sometimes people can get a little bit more aggressive and attack your character and, do a little bit of extra stuff. And I mean, you can't really escape that. If I was an engineer or I was a scientist or just not on the internet, I'm still gonna encounter that in some aspect. So if I really want to do it, I mean, might as well embrace it, Obviously, you're still human. Things are going to affect you. You're not a cyborg, obviously, but criticism is inevitable. It's going to happen whatever area of life you're in. If you're a runner, if you're a cyclist, if you make cars, even if it's not on a wider scale like it is on social media, you're going to encounter it somehow. But yeah, that was the kind of backlash. I'm not even going to call it backlash because, bro, I have 446 subs. That's not backlash. That's just a couple people. I'm saying people don't really know me like that. So not even backlash. I just put it as that so you kind of got what I meant. But transitioning into section 3, why you need to stay grounded. So I wanted to go over my big 3 on staying grounded because I really made it an effort to stay grounded this week. Because I ain't gonna lie, last week mentally, it was a lot going on. I'm not gonna go into detail, but it was one of those weeks where like I was dragging the whole week and it was pretty bad. But that kind of taught me of some triggers I have, some things that bother me, and that's different for every person. Some people are gonna have things that bother them more than others, vice versa, so just being aware of that and being just aware of your tendencies, to put it short. But anyway, getting into my big 3, journaling, music, and having positive mantras. So I'm gonna break down each. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna start with the biggest one, music. Gang, I ain't gonna lie, music has saved my life. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not trying to over exaggerate, but bro, like just listening to like some good music, it really grounds you and reminds you how good life is. You know what I'm saying? If you really listen to like some crank, some really good music, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it helps me just get nostalgic of times when I was younger, and I can really remember exactly where I was, you know, when I was listening to that song. A good example, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but an album that really makes me nostalgic is Watching Movies with the Sound Off by Mac Miller. Because I have two uncles, but one of them put me on to Mac Miller when I was younger. And I just remember us driving, and I think it was like around the 4th of July, something like that. And we went to Popeyes. I don't know why, but we just went to Popeyes. And it was playing, and I just remember that night, you know what I'm saying? Just little nuggets of nostalgia, you know? Bro, it just, you know, you can get hype, you know, you can just be chill on some like lo-fi type stuff. I like lo-fi beats a lot. Quick shout to that. If you're ever like studying or doing something very mundane or just doing stuff around the house, put on some lo-fi music. It'll settle you down, you know? But I don't know, bro. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like a musicaholic. I'm dang near there though. Like, I love music so much. I've loved music my whole life, and I've figured out, I'll say that music has really helped me stay grounded and just be more positive, you know, not talk negative to myself and be really down, you know. But the other thing, I skipped over the first thing because music, I ain't gonna lie, that's the biggest one for me right now. But second is journaling. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been kind of inconsistent with journaling. And I realized after that rut I was in that I need something every morning and most nights to ground me, you know, because I think a lot. I'm a D1 overthinker. I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to it. Just my mind just goes and goes and goes, you know. So I need something in the morning to set the standard for the day, set the foundation, you know. It doesn't really matter what I journal. It can be anything. It could be just a mantra to set the day, like I said, setting the standard, or it could be something that bothered me the past day or something that I'm excited for, something I'm looking forward to. It doesn't have to be much. It can be as much as you want. Just journal 3 words. It could be a paragraph. It could be a whole page if you had a really hard day or a long week, you know. But I don't know, it just helps me ground myself, and it just helps me prepare myself for the day and get some negative thoughts or just racing thoughts out of my head, you know, and helps me just settle down. Last thing is having positive mantras, and that goes back to how I started out the episode, run the week, don't let the week run you. For me, what that means is being in control of the controllables and letting the things that are out of your control just be out of your control, you know, and being in the driver's seat and being able to make your own decisions. And I just posted a short like not too long ago. I don't know when this is coming out. I think this will come out next Tuesday, the time you're seeing this, but the short came out, what's today? Saturday. I'm losing count of my days, but came out today, and I was just going over how, you know, how AI is a very big thing now. It's integrating itself into every little thing we have in society. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times I've used Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, what have you, to answer questions for me. And I think running the week is you saying, okay, I've learned things from this person, I've learned things from that person, but okay, what do I think based off of that knowledge I have now? Because it's so easy to ask AI, hey, what do you want me to do here? Dang, what I do here? Oh my gosh, my life is ruined, what do I do? That's so easy. I'm not saying AI is the devil, but at the same time, you need to have discernment and have the ability to separate AI and your real life, you know what I'm saying, and make a grounded decision, staying grounded, you know. I also want to go over why I think staying grounded is important. Like, why am I making such a big deal out of it? I think staying grounded is important because if you're not grounded, any little thing, you know, built up, maybe sadness or despair or frustration you have, it's going to come out at the worst time, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to make your life very, very difficult. I mean, I can attest to that. Having something every day, or even just throughout the day or whenever, having something to put you more in the present, like having a good song you love and, you know, you're focusing on the lyrics and the beat and just the vibe of the song, or just focusing on a sentence that carries you throughout the day and the week and the months to come, you know. Journaling out your thoughts, journaling out mantras, journaling out how something made you feel, how this day was, even rating your days 1 through 10 throughout the week. That could help you really stay cognizant of how you feel and what you want to do and what your thoughts are and so on. To close this part off, I want to say you have to do and find what's best for you. You can spend all day researching different things and looking at different takes and just different opinions, but at the end of the day, that's gonna take up all your time. I already know, I've done it plenty times. You have to figure out what works best for you. I mean, that's kind of life in a nutshell. Obviously, life is more complex than that, but I think a big part of life is finding what works best for you and being able to change, being open to change, but standing on that and just not being fragile, not letting people just dissuade you every single second, because people will, especially with things like nutrition, sports, what have you. If you're not able to stand on that, I mean, you're gonna be swayed here, then here, then here, and you're gonna be over here, and you're not even gonna know who you are anymore. Just doing and finding what's best for you. I mean, that might take a while, but once you find it, I feel like you'll really know. You know what I'm saying? But transitioning into section 4, why did I say transitioning like that? Transitioning? I'm crying. Transitioning into section 4, YAP session 101. So I only put one thing for the YAP session today, is taking things one day at a time. And I think that's one reason why my mind goes a lot, to be honest, because I try to plan everything and I try to do everything, then I do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with taking one day at a time, you're staying present, you're staying grounded, you're journaling, you're saying your mantras, you're listening to good music, whatever, and you're working at a natural pace. I'll put it that way. I just think a lot of us feel like a hustle culture. I've went over that before, so I'm not gonna dive into it too deep here, but it's kind of a go mentality, and it's kind of like, oh, you have to figure everything out now. You have to figure out, we're gonna go to college, what have you. And that's not realistic. I think when I force everything, I force certain episodes I wanna post, I force certain ideas I wanna make for y'all, I just get nowhere. Because the thing is, when you rush, you forget who you are. I just think you really just gotta take your time, bro. Obviously, there's certain things that need to be urgent, but at the same time, like, working at a natural pace when you can is very important, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that'll help you stay grounded and help you realize who you are and who you wanna be. And I feel like with rushing, it causes unnecessary stress and it just makes your mind spin. And when your mind spins, life feels like one big just day, you know what I'm saying? It's not enjoyable whatsoever. But yeah, that's kind of all I want to say for the YAP session today. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, but I really think that is important to take things one day at a time, not rush, and don't feel peer pressure to rush, because I feel like all these highlights you see, all these people that promise you this, all these people that do X, Y, and Z, I feel like it's instant gratification. You're trying to instantly have everything. You're trying to instantly have everything figured out, but for who? I'm saying, who are these people? They don't know you. And I'm slowly realizing that, but I feel like when you realize that social media is a tool, you know what I'm saying, it is real, but at the same time, it's not real. A lot of people will never see you. A lot of people will never know you. And what's most important is how you feel in here and the people around you, not dwelling on things and people that will never see you and will never know you and honestly don't really care. This whole year has been very weird for me. I ain't gonna lie, mentally it's been very off. That's why the uploads have been kind of infrequent, because I've just been dealing with stuff mentally. But the one takeaway I can say I've gotten from this year, to put it that way, is, man, you gotta take care of yourself, bro. Because if you don't really up here, you know what I'm saying, if you don't take care of yourself, life will be overly hard, overly difficult, overly depressing, overly grim, And I don't want to seem like depressing, but honestly, I feel like a lot of people do with it, and I just want to be on here and tell y'all how I feel and how I think a lot of other people feel. Like, especially with other things going on in the world now, it just feels like a drag, It feels like, what am I even doing? You know what I'm saying? And saying positive things, reinforcing positive reinforcement. And I just think that being there for yourself, taking care of yourself, because I mean, obviously other people can do things for you, but if you're not doing anything for yourself, I feel like you're not really gonna feel anything. You're gonna be numb to a lot of things, and you're gonna be very isolated and not want to do anything, because I've experienced it. Literally last week, I didn't want to do anything, but eventually you'll get out of the rut and you'll start building back up momentum, and you'll start getting back into what you want to do and what you love doing. But anyway, that's it. That's all I want to say for today's episode. But follow me at the Indigo Podcast on Instagram. Follow me at Lil Rascal Donnie on Instagram / TikTok for everything else, all the shorts I post and other stuff I want to post. But anyway, thank y'all for watching the episode today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, and yeah, I'm gonna see y'all next time.